Hello Virgo, and welcome to your 2024 yearly reading. This is for Virgo placements in Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We'll be gathering several cards for each month of 2024. We're going to be covering your overall energy, finance, career, love, and general advice. So please go ahead and make sure that you watch your other placements as well, in case you have zodiac placements in other signs, to get your full picture. And as you can see, I do not have any of your cards out on the table. Please allow me to get those, and I will rejoin you for your reading. Okay, Virgo, I have all your cards on the table, as you can see. Not that I straightened all my piles, so hopefully that doesn't bother anyone's OCD or organization, because don't ask me to draw a straight line. I can't do it. I know I can't do it. But let's jump into your January and see what's happening. We have Breathe in the reverse. Tense. I get the word tense. In fact, it feels like maybe somebody might accuse you of being uptight in the month of January. Tense. Oh, okay. We're gonna see if that's you know, maybe coming through in career, or if it's gonna be somebody you know, you're romantically involved in, or wants to be romantically involved with you. We're gonna keep on going. Finances. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Okay, well, that might be why you're tense. Your bank account's taking a battering, and you may feel like you need to give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And that would knock the wind out of anybody and make anybody stressed and tense. Career, we have the Five of Pentacles. That would too. You know, if money's a concern and work is not going well, or you're not getting enough hours, enough shifts, you're not allowed to do overtime, you know, perhaps your work gives a yearly bonus at the beginning of the year for, you know, the fourth quarter. Oh, this is how we ended our year on a high note. So they give you a bonus at the start of the year for October, November, and December the previous year, and perhaps this year there is none, and you were kind of counting on it. So please take that as it resonates. Love. We have Strength in the reverse. Not very confident. So our low self-esteem is at an all-time high for a lot of you. Whether that is anxiety clutching you, trying to, you know, rule you when you're trying to go out to date and meet somebody, or, you know, just surviving the dating scene. Or perhaps this is some lack of confidence, some self-esteem, taking a nosedive due to other issues. If you are, say, living with somebody, or you are married, you are not the breadwinner. You might have some difficulty paying your share, and that might change a few dynamics of your relationship. And of course, it makes you feel less than. So what's our general advice? Eight of Swords. Yeah. You got to mind that self-confidence issue. That sense of self-worth. And yes, overall, it looks like you are limited. No wonder somebody's telling you You're uptight, you're tense. It sounds like you might have reason to be, or it could just be, you know, certain circumstances are out of your control and you just need to let it go and do what you can where you can and figure out a better solution to free yourself. So rather than agonizing over the problem, to be more proactive with a solution and release some of that stress. Okay, and February, what's going on? We have blessed in the reverse. Well, considering what we had at January, for you, I'm not surprised that blessed is in the reverse. You're feeling less than at your, you know, the peak of your game. In fact, you might be feeling a little bit like the universe doesn't have your back. Things just really aren't going your way. The Wheel of Fortune is spinning backwards. So let's see what comes out for the rest of the month. We have the Six of Swords for finances. Hey, I like that because that means finances are moving. And that seems more like in a positive direction. So the wheels may be slowly turning, but at least they're turning in the right direction in that area. Career, we have the Two of Wands. Okay, so we're batting down the hatch and we're focusing more because we work to make money. It doesn't matter what our career is or whether we enjoy our career. The more focus we have towards it, the more ambition that we also throw in there too. Of course, we'll increase our cash flow. Gotta like that as a side effect. Love, we have the Hierophant. Okay. For a lot of you, because we had self-confidence issues for January, this is you learning to love yourself. Regardless of whether you are single or dating or living with somebody or married, this is just you learning about yourself. You learning to be giving and compassionate to yourself. And for those of you that are in a relationship, this is you learning your part in it. Your responsibilities in it. What is expected of you. What you expect of yourself. Okay, general advice. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. Beware of moments when you're not looking to that goal, to that finish line, when your focus slips. And in which case, when it comes to your mentality that you are lacking, that you are not enough, that you are not blessed, that you are undeserving, that type of focus can go. That could go right out the window. But that seems to be where you're at. Granted, it looks like you are learning and trying to course correct that. So what does March hold? Happy, happy! Well, I'm ecstatic to see that because that means we've turned things around. We've shifted. So that negative mentality, the doubts, and that tension, that stress that we've been carrying for a while, we let it go. Let it go. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. So finances. We have the Six of Pentacles. Yay. We're balancing. We're working things out. So even if we spend and, have a life, go out, have fun, buy the things we want, the things we desire, we're not breaking the bank. We're not stressing about bills. And that's something to celebrate. I'm sorry. With the happy, happy card here, please celebrate any win you get, any victory you get, and show gratitude. That is very much a part of this card. So, career, we have the Page of Cups. It's a little bit easier time. Part of that is our lack of stress. We don't have a lot of tension and worries that we're carrying around, which means we can enjoy ourselves. That means when we go to work, we're going to crack jokes. We're going to talk to our coworkers that we like and engage more. We're going to be more open. We're going to have fun at work. And yes, we're aware that some places don't allow you to have fun at work, but hey, if they don't see it, well, then it didn't happen, so it's free game. Have fun at work at any opportune time you can. Why? Because having fun at work makes it very well worth it when you may not necessarily love your job. So having the ability to smile at work and make others smile and crack jokes is fantastic. So the fact that that energy is carrying over to multiple places right now is a good thing. All right. And love, we have the Three of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So for a lot of you, this is you being true to yourself. So instead of betraying yourself and having low self-esteem, lack of confidence, thinking you're ugly and worthless, you're now healing that. You're realizing that you are worth it and you can share yourself with others. So yay, self-love. This is why I said celebrate your victories, your wins, no matter how they come, and be grateful for it. General advice. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, there's always going to be certain things that are never in your control. But when we keep the perspective of what is in our control and we mitigate that wisely, we navigate that well enough while remaining confident and authentic to ourselves, things go easier. You know, it's part of that accepting the things that you cannot change. Yeah, there's always going to be something that you can't control. At the same time, what is in your power to do that. And make sure it's for your own self-betterment, whatever makes you happy. Because you're going to discover along the way there's plenty of things that you can't control that aren't worth doing, that aren't going to bring you happiness. So that's a complete waste of time. Okay. April. We have Observer in the reverse. I get the feeling that you don't want to look. Like you're purposely ignoring something. So let's see what's in here. Yeah, finances. We have the Death card. So change. No, I don't want to say that's a change for the worse. Because the Death card could be just a change for the better. We went from, balanced energy, but now we have the Death card. And sad to say, I kind of feel like this is more of a downward spiral than an upward spiral. But I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to keep on going. Career, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So that definitely does not seem like Observer energy in the reverse. No, we're being very methodical when it comes to our work. Being very organized, but also planning ahead. Knowing where we are, but also planning ahead. This is so we don't waste time and use it to the best of our ability. So we're definitely looking at anything and everything. In fact, we might take a little bit too long to look and assess before we actually move. Since we have the Knight of Pentacles. Love, we have the Devil. Another area that you are purposely ignoring or don't want to look at if you are single, or if you are interested in actually dating somebody, be aware of appearances. You might have a wolf in sheep's clothing, somebody that may not be the best for you, may not be the most healthiest of people for you. They might actually wear a mask, a facade that is to get you, to acquire you, and then that will be stripped away later on. If you're in a relationship or you happen to be married, both of you have bad habits. I'm sorry. No one is perfect. Everyone has flaws. So that's going to come to the forefront, which also means things might get a little heated on some moments. Perhaps one of you, is talking about pet peeves and things that make them angry. That thing that you do subconsciously and aren't aware of it, but you might do that and do that on purpose. There's that assumption. So an area to actually try and look at and to work on. What is our general advice? 5 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, not knowing where your limits are, and maybe not even testing and vetting other people. Perhaps our change in our finances is not knowing where your expenditure limit is. Maybe you've overdone it, you've overtaxed yourself. And that's why looking closer at your finances and knowing how much you can and cannot spend, what your bank account balance is at all times, as well as what your credit card bill is going to be every month is probably vital. Finances, something you probably don't want to focus on, but probably should. Your own flaws, definitely something that most of us refuse to do. It's not all that easy to do it if you're, dating somebody or you have a spouse. Trying to get them to work on themselves, it is not always easy either. If you find somebody you're interested in, you may not want to look so closely. It's those rose-colored glasses. Like I said, you might need to vet people this month. So what's going on for May? We have a leg up in the reverse. Yeah, I'm going to get all these out before I mess with that. Finances, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so even if things took a downward turn, we're using what we got. We're using it wisely. Hey, so we got things under control, or at least we're minimizing damage. Let's put it that way, minimizing damage. So even if we can't recoup our losses, well, we're not going any further down. Instead, we're moving stuff around and making it work. And unfortunately, I don't think that's from other people's assistance at all. I feel like this is you being self-motivated. Career, we have Temperance and the reverse. You're probably not creating new streams of income. What you got is what you got. Hence why we have the Queen of Pentacles. Your money is the same income stream. You're just you're just getting used to maximizing its potential. The potential that was already there. Using what you got. Alright, and love, we have the Hermit card in the reverse. Okay, so for those of us that have been single, Hermit's in a reverse now, so we may no longer be single. For those of us that are in a relationship or married, that devil energy we had for the previous month brought up issues, conflict, things to work on for you or for the person you're with. And this is now you coming out of that, having realized what it is, probably not in a not so fun way, and coming out the other side. And we have the Alchemist or the Magician in the reverse for your general advice. Yeah. The universe helps those that help themselves. A leg up in reverse. The Magician in the reverse. Yeah, so utilizing what you got. Working on yourself. Even if we're not creating new, managing what we've got for now, in the moment now, it can help us turn the energy around. That maybe the potential of getting more will be there. And if you're under the belief that you're doing everything by yourself, you're already sabotaging any further manifestation because you've exited co-creative energy. Please note that. Okay, and June. What's going on in June? Time for a nap. Oh, no, rest for the wicked. Which, this is, summer months, so I can see that. I can totally see that. Finances. And we have the Seven of Cups and the reverse. Okay. Well, you no longer have any illusions really about money or how you should be handling your money. You've kind of let that go. You're fully aware of, if I spend this amount, well, I'm going to be in the hole. If I splurge on that, then maybe I can't pay my electric bill later. If I, loan this person this money, then I can't buy that gallon of milk at the end of the week before my payday, and then I can't have my morning cereal. Your viewpoint has changed. You know how this works now and how to make it work. There is no smoke and mirrors when it comes to that anymore. Instead, you're trying to use that to the best of your ability. Yeah, no rest for the wicked. Career, we have the Nine of Wands. No rest for the wicked. Nine of Wands is often the card of burnout. So beware of burning the midnight oil, working overtime, taking on too much of a workload. I mean, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Let me say that again. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So when you know you're sleeping like crap, you're too hyped up on caffeine, trying to make it through your fourth day of working overtime, been working 14-hour shifts. Well, by the time Friday comes around and you're wanting to do that again, realize that leaving at your assigned time and not working overtime is probably best for you to go home, eat something, and pass out. So, yeah, beware of burnout. Just because there's no rest for the wicked, or you feel like you're under pressure and you're not allowed to do anything other than throw yourself into work and slog away trying to earn money, doesn't mean that that's what you have to do, because then you're sacrificing your own personal health in order to do that. Love. Oh, we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. Oh, and And apparently I'm not done with this card. They're actually pointing at the brace on the wrist on this card. So beware of work injuries. Also beware of going too fast through the motions in order to have free time. Sometimes working at a faster pace can also create burnout. It's not necessarily always overtime. So if you're working hard, working fast, just trying to plow right through it. Why? Because we have this over here in our love category. To get free time, no rest for the wicked, thinking that you can do it all, be it all, it's still going to create some burnout. There's still going to be a snapback from that energy. Anyway, love. Ace of Cups. Yes, as I said the previous month, those of you that are single, we're no longer going to be single. Well, here's your happy honeymoon phase. For those of you that are single and are still remaining single, you're just happy as a clam by yourself. Self-love is perfect. It's great. It's fantastic. Stick with it, even if you do enter a relationship. For those of you that are in a relationship or are married, this is you rekindling the romance or just having lots of date nights, enjoying yourself, thriving in your connection. Always great to see. And general advice, we have the Empress and the reverse. Like I said, beware of burnout. There's going to be moments when you're not going to pay attention to yourself. You're not going to nurture yourself. There's always that snap back. No rest for the wicked. You can't hit the ground running all the time. You're not the Energizer Bunny. I'm afraid you're just not the Energizer Bunny. You know, you can't just work until you drop and then have somebody magically put a new battery in your backside and then or run off again. That's not how this works. So, like I said, beware of health issues, beware of burnout, beware of work injuries. Take good care of yourself. July. We have Y. Oh, gosh. I feel like something happened and cause and effect. You're questioning why it happened. It's like you don't understand what the cause was, so you just see the effect and it's confusing. Okay, we're gonna get into the rest of the cards. Maybe they hold the answer. Finances. We have the Page of Swords. Okay, so we're learning more with our money, where our spending is, how to pay our bills on time, maybe even pay down debt. Hey, we're getting the right idea. At the same time, this is the Page of Swords, which means we're also somewhat can be protected. Maybe the universe is now protecting us when it comes to money. That would always be a good thing. That would always be a welcome thing. Let's continue on. The King of Swords in the reverse for career. Miscommunication. Okay. Miscommunication, that's what I'm getting. It's either you or somebody else it has the wrong idea. Miscommunication. So there's a dialogue that falls apart, a misunderstanding, and it's difference in viewpoint or logistics. And I kind of get the feeling this might be somebody else. And you just don't see what their issue is, where they're coming from. So a little bit of a conundrum on your side of who this person is, what they're thinking. That would definitely explain the why. One of those, okay, so why did you do this? What prompted you to do this? Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Love. We have the Three of Cups. I love that. Because if we're single, well, we're keeping up with the self-care, the self-love, and the self-worth. It also means that if we're single, we're going out, we're mingling. So probably going out with friends or family members, or just going out by ourselves. Maybe we're taking ourselves on a date. You know, taking ourselves out to dinner. You're allowed to do that. It's fine. So for dating, hey, single and looking. For those of you that are in a relationship or married, this is you very much being happy and content with the way your relationship's going. But there's a certain peace and harmony with the interaction. Kind of like, having date night at home. I'm not saying Netflix and chill, but more of, midnight talks and that kind of thing. Intimacy. And not intimacy as in sex. Sorry, but there's more to intimacy than just sex. Late night conversations. Being best friends, not just lovers. Hey. So I'm going to move on from that energy. General advice. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I feel that's more this person over here that you're dealing with in work. They might be miscommunicating because they're too much in their emotions. And unfortunately, the miscommunication may not only confuse you, but you may not be so happy with it either. Hence the why. You're just utterly confused, not only mentally, but emotionally. You're like, what the heck was that? Okay, I'm going to let that go. We're going to move on to August. Helps if I pick up all the cards. Go the distance. Okay, that's an interesting phrase. Go where others fear to tread. Okay, so taking a calculated risk. We're going to see what the rest of this is. Finances. We have the Four of Pentacles and the reverse. Okay. So saving's going to be difficult. Granted, if you're in a position where you do have savings, you might end up spending it. You might have a expenditure on that. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. Work. We have the Queen of Swords. Very organized, getting stuff done. In fact, you might be a little direct. Not just in the way you hammer things out for the month of August, but even the way you speak to people. To get things done, you may be very direct in your language. On the downside, be aware that some people may not realize if you have a more cheery demeanor or are more sociable, for you to go from, having small side talk that's not work, or to be more approachable and open, more joking, to very by the book, get it done, this is what I need now. Being very clear and concise is good, yes, but mind your tone, please. I'm not saying that energy won't get you far. It definitely will. But at the same time, you don't want to be bossy or bitchy at the same point because of your tone. Love, we have the Nine of Cups. Yeah. For those of you that are still single at this point in the year, you might actually have something you're either manifesting for a person, or a person coming in that you wished for previously. For those of you that are dating, this will be actually a really pleasant month. The relationship is moving forward. And if that was your wish, if that was your hope, well, guess what? You're getting it. For those of you that are married, this just means that another layer of happiness is added, whether that is you get more out of the relationship, perhaps some of the negative aspects have cut back, so there's more, and they're mentioning the arms going out to either side in this card, something that's more freeing, more giving in the relationship. Let's see what our advice is. The Five of Cups reversed. Yeah. Remember to be grateful for what you have. So if you're losing your savings, remember, be thankful that you have the savings for the expenditure. If you're taking risks and getting more done, taking on more than your fair share, even at work, to get ahead, be thankful for where you're at. Also thankful for the clarity and knowledge that you have. And whether you are a single or in a relationship, whether it's just a relationship with yourself or another person that seems to be going very well, be happy about that. Be grateful for it. You know, don't let any negative aspect ruin that. Keep yourself moving forward. Okay, September. The Fates. Wow. I will say that there's been several really happy cards when it comes to love for you this year. There's also several indications that a lot of you are starting new relationships this year. So to have the Fates, something destined, whether that is just a key point in your life or romantic, you know, a soulmate, a fated partner, a twin flame even, that this bodes well. I would say this is probably a decent love year for Virgo placements. But let's dig in to the rest, whether or not this is fated prosperity or love. So finances, we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, not a lot of opportunities to increase our funds. In fact, you might feel the opposite, that opportunity to gain money is very low, whereas money going out, those opportunities seem really high, and they come every month like clockwork. We call them bills. Remember, the two things that are assured are death and taxes. Anyway, moving on. Career, we have this Six of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. In a way, I just see this as a slowdown. It's not that you're not moving locations if you wanted to switch jobs. No. I just see you trying to slow down, take it easy. You had all hustle and bustle the previous month, and now you're slowing it down, or at least working at the same pace, not speeding up and not slowing down. So there's a little bit more mitigation in the time flow there. Love, we have the King of Cups. Yeah, you might literally meet a King of Cups, and this is not a gender specific reading, so please take that as the energy it resonates as, because that's what we're looking at, is the overall energy. So if you're single, yes, you might literally meet your King of Cups, somebody who's highly sensitive, compassionate, is well-rounded in their emotions, knows what they want, and is willing to nurture a relationship and foster one because they're after a commitment. they want somebody to love that loves them back. At the same time, if you are in a relationship or married, you know, the spark comes back. The reason why you fell in love with that person comes back. And it's obvious. You quite enjoy yourself. Some of you might be committing yourselves. You might be getting married in this particular month, the month of September for this year. Or somebody might actually be proposing at the same time because their willingness to commit. Also, behind the scenes, somebody might have that idea now. That they see you as their queen of cups, or they see you as their king of cups. So they've, in their mind, are reaching that conclusion that they are fully committed to you, or they're wanting to fully commit to you. In other words, they're wanting to put a ring on it. And general advice, we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. You may not see a lot of freedom with your finances, and that's okay. Be accepting of that. You can't win them all. You can't win everything. And this month, I'd say you're definitely winning in love, and work is just kind of in the middle. And finances really seem to be the low point of the month. You can't win them all. So don't worry about the things that you're not excelling at. And that brings me back to the celebrate your successes. In this case, I would definitely say that is love for this month. October, what do we have? We have round and round. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. I'm getting, it's not words, they're actually kind of giving me a sensation of spinning. It's not, yeah, spinning. It's not necessarily being dizzy. It's not like dizzy and falling on your face, but it's like not knowing which way to turn, so you spin round and round. Let me see what else is here. Finances. We have the Three of Cups and the reverse. Okay. Well, round and round with finances. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes you make it back to breaking it even where you wish to be. You think you're going to go the other way, and then it spins back. Okay, yeah. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Around and around we go. Where she stops, nobody knows. Okay. And career, we have the Tower in the reverse. Okay. Last month we had things slowing down, or at least staying the same pace. Well, we don't have any changes. So work is consistent with what it's been for probably about the last 2 months. That's actually okay, because you're still spinning your wheels at the same place in the same job with the same workload. Nothing's really changed. So same shit, different day. Nothing to write home about. Love, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So, if you are single, you may not be as inquisitive to the dating scene as you previously were. You may just have no motivation. None whatsoever. Going round and around and seeing it's a shallow pool and going, nope. For those of you that are dating, not dating one person, but dating and playing the field, you might look at your choices and be unmoved by any of it. Just going, nope, next. Ever-revolving door of people, and none of them satisfy you. None of them pique your interest whatsoever. If you're in a relationship, one of you or both of you might have a lower sex drive this month. And you might be less motivated to put forth energy to the relationship. And if you are the person who normally takes charge in the relationship, you might be more apt to step back from that this month. And our general advice, the moon, yeah. Things being hidden. Okay, and that ties back in with the dizzy sensation. Not knowing what is up, what is down, you know. What was it? Round and around we go, where she stops, nobody knows. Not being able to make sense of it, that smoke and mirrors. Being lost to just the flow of everything. You feeling like you're... Okay, yeah, getting dizzy and falling your face. Just at the mercy of the wheel. This is not the Wheel of Fortune, but I get the same sensation. Okay. That's definitely different. Okay. October. And we have a change in the wind. Hey, look at that. Whereas before I was getting dizzy with the whole round and around. One of those, can I get off this ride? And here we have a change in the wind. So a shift. Hey, let's hope it's a good one. And I kind of feel like it is. Because that sensation from the previous month is gone. This is not heavier energy. Not really. Finances, the Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you're not having to think so hard about your money. You're not having to overanalyze it either, which is usually a good thing. Because that means you know exactly where you are with your finances. You're not having to concentrate on, okay, what can I spend? What can I spend? What can I do with my money? How much money will I be getting? There's not that worry. There's not that stress. It's just you already know, and it's not a reason to be concerned. So that's a good change. Career, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, in the reverse. So we went from no change, and yeah, now we have a change. And I get a feeling that this is a change in the workflow, and it's not one that you're happy with. Whether that means your days off have changed, or how things go from one step to another at your workplace. The flow of the work changes. Or maybe something is added to your duties, so that disrupts the natural flow of how you do things. There's something there that you're not happy with the change. You have a couple feelings about that. Okay, and love, we have the Chariot in the reverse. So for those of you that are single, you are not motivated to change that. It's not going to happen this month. Not really. Now for those of you that are dating or married, that's not changing either. You're staying right where you're at, nice and comfy, just like the woman sitting on this white Siberian tiger. Being content where you're at. Okay, that's 2 out of the 3 shifts. General advice. Judgment in the reverse. Yeah, there's certain things that are not meant to be changing right now, and there's others that are. And love doesn't seem to be one of those that's called to be changed. However, your work and your finances seem to be what's shifting. It's always good to note where the shifts are, where the changes are. Especially if you've been stuck in a repetitive cycle. To break yourself out of that is noteworthy. Whether that is a good cycle and you've just exited it, or you went from a really repetitive bad cycle and then all of a sudden it shifts to something better, it's noteworthy. And yes, I just picked that up completely backwards because I was not paying attention. Let me fix it. And December, we have extra cards for this particular month. And we have co-create in the reverse. I'm going to go ahead and get out all your cards for this month before I get into that. Finances. They gave us 2 cards for finances. We have the 2 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. Okay, we're not making any fast or hard decisions. Whether good things or bad things that we could do or choose to do or make choices with, we are not really in a rush to make any rash decisions, to make any decisions at all. This also means we're not overly spending either, simply because we're not doing much with our money. We're just letting it sit there. Career. They gave us 4 cards for career. So apparently we're ending with a bang of some sort. We have the Empress in the reverse, the Ace of Cups, the 7 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. Co-creation. You have to put in effort in order for the universe to match the energy and give it back. So if you're unhappy with where you're at, or you're not giving it the proper nurturing effort, feel like maybe the place isn't taking care of you, or to anything to that effect, the way you wish, you can't get exactly what you're wanting. But you have to let go of your comfort zone, how you operate, in order to create that, to build it. So if you're holding firm to where you're at, you're not willing to take risks, you're not really willing to try something new, to follow your intuition and create a shift, to take that one step through the door of change, to get something different on the other side, then it won't happen. You have to put forth energy and allow the universe to meet you halfway in order to get something, to make something happen. Love. They gave us 2 cards as well. We have the Sun in the reverse and the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Okay. So when it comes to our love life, well, our dissatisfaction is not expanding. That is great. At the same time, there's not a lot of growth in our relationship. Whether that is with somebody we're dating, whether that's with a significant other, or whether that's us being single and wishing for somebody, just anybody, regardless of who they are, yada yada, etc., etc. We may be displeased that there is not a change, that there is no growth, there is not an added, well, either not an additional person for those that are single. There's not a noticeable change or shift in how the dynamics work with our significant other. You might actually feel that one of you might be withholding. So, creating a life with them, you might end up asking additional questions this month. And I'm going to squeeze this in here because I think we have like 4 or 5 cards for the general advice. Yeah, they gave us 4. So, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the King of Cups in the reverse, and the King of Swords. Yeah. If you've managed where you're at, but you have the desire for more because you have outgrown it or feel the need for more, it's going to take some knowledge, forethought, planning, but also risk-taking to gain extra, to gain more, whatever you're desiring with the Ace of Wands here. I picked it up in your career. If you're wanting something, you have to meet the energy part way. You have to take that step through the door of change. The universe is not going to meet you halfway unless you get moving. And there's always that feeling of risk when doing that initially. So there's discomfort. There's always discomfort. Okay. So maybe you are trying to build your own company, for example, and as much as you wish for that, you don't know where to start. You don't know how to support yourself and navigate the politics and the logistics and all the red tape that comes with setting up your own business. So actually getting it off the ground, building it from the ground up, is something you're having trouble creating. So at the same time, educate yourself. But when you start to research and educate yourself, that's also you signaling to the universe of, hey, I'm interested in this. This is what I'm focusing on. This is where I would like to grow. That would be considered taking a step through the door of change. Okay. That's an interesting way to end a year. A little bit of some twists and turns, I would say. Alright, Virgo. I hope some of this resonated for you. If it does, by all means, give me a big thumbs up. Let me know what part of this resonated for you. I'd be curious to know. Feel free to share the video anywhere online. I surely appreciate those that do. And if you like this type of content, by all means, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to click the little notification bell in the bottom right hand corner. And hopefully I will see you later. Bye.